Hey, good afternoon, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the Iron Cross first and second class. I have several examples here from several different maker marks to show you, and I'm also going to show you how to spot original versus fake Iron Crosses because there are many fakes flooding the market right now, or they have been flooding the market for a long time. But you catch them around. So you really need to do your research before you invest in one of these because they are not cheap at all. They are a investment and a great piece to the collection, but they can also get you if you don't know what you're looking for. You can definitely lose quite a bit of money. So starting off, this is how the Iron Cross first class was worn, right there on the breast pocket, usually above all the other awards, unless if it's like a bomber clasp or a close combat clasp, which would be worn on top of the pocket or ribbon bar as well. But it was typically worn above like the infantry assault badge, the wound badge, the panzer badge, etc. So that's how it was usually worn. Now for the Iron Cross second class, you would just wear the actual cross itself on the day of it being awarded, and then a piece of the ribbon was cut off and it would be put on the button part of your tunic. So that is how the Iron Cross second class was worn. And then for special occasions, like on dress uniforms, they would have ribbon bars like this. This is a original ribbon bar here. As you can see, it would be worn like right around there on the pocket, if I'm not mistaken. But that was just for dress occasions, etc. So the history of the Iron Cross, it goes back to 1813, I believe, during the Prussian times. It was instituted during the Napoleonic Wars, and then it carried on throughout Prussia, the German Empire, and then later Nazi Germany in 1939 reinstituted it, but with a swastika in the middle. But yeah, so starting off, we have several different Iron Cross first classes. We have different makers here. So this one right here is a Zimmermann Maker Mark 20. If I can open it here. So this is how Zimmermann hardware looks. So there's Maker Mark 20 right there. And this is actually my favorite cross in my collection. As you can see, the soldier vaulted it so it fit better on his chest. But just a beautiful Iron Cross first class. So they had all different kinds of makers. There will be unmaker marked ones. Sorry about that. There will be unmaker marked ones as well. That is a very common thing you'll find. It does not mean it's a fake. It just means that the maker never stamped their mark on the pin or the back of the badge, etc. So over here, moving on to the next EK1, we have a Doimer, which is L11. This pin's kind of hard to move because the catch kind of bent down, so it's hard to take it out. But you can see right there, L11. Now, when you're looking to find the authenticity of these badges, you need to first check the core. The core is magnetic. There were some non-magnetic ones made. Those were for typically Kriegsmarine because the salt water. So this is a three-piece design. So the back, the core, which is ironed, and the front piece. So if you look along the edge here, it's really hard to see, but you're going to look for, you can kind of see it there. You're going to look for a lamination line. That shows that you can see it a little bit better there. That shows that the cross is 3-piece, which is a good sign of authenticity. You're also going to check to make sure if the core is magnetic. And then you're going to look at the back of the badge. And if it has a maker mark, you're going to match the maker mark to the design of the hardware. You're going to look at the hardware and make sure that, let's just say if it's maker mark 20 or L11 in this case, because this one is 20, you want to make sure that the that maker had that kind of hardware, because as you can see, there's different makers had different style hardwares. So you're going to look for that. And then also with Iron Cross first classes, there is a known faker called Flock, the Flock fake, and it is a 3-piece Iron Cross first class, which makes it very people definitely fall for it, is what I'm going to say. So what you're going to look for that is that the hardware, there's going to be a little notch like right there on the pin, and it's going to look very like blocky, like the catch is going to look blocky. It's just not going to look like very clean. Like you see how clean this pin is in the hardware? It's not going to look like that. You can look up examples of Flock fakes, but if you see a little notch there on the pin in the corner, like a little like tiny notch, like almost like cutout, I guess you can say. It's kind of hard to describe, but that's a no-go if it's not. You see how rounded this is here? It's just a very round, clean pin. Flock fakes have that blocky look to it, and you can just tell it's a fake. And the thing with flocks is that they are, like a sandwich style, like these are as well. So they get a lot of collectors. So definitely make sure you research that as well. So this one is Zimmerman. This one is Doimer, maker mark 20, maker marked L11. You already saw the difference between the hardware there. Okay, now this one over here is maker marked 26. As you can see, this is a for BH Meyer. As you can see, the catch there got kind of yanked or damaged or something, pulled out. But yeah, you see the hardware is correct for a BH Meyer 3-piece design. Pin looks good. There's no like notch, like how Flock made their badges, their Iron Crosses. Yeah, like I said, 3-piece design. You can see the lamination. It's hard to see from the camera, but there's a lamination line there. This is a nice original cross that was probably barely worn at all. Now this one is a very unique cross. It's in really bad it's not in good shape at all. It's not in terrible shape, but it's not in good shape. This is a unmarked, as you can see, no maker mark, excuse me. Klein and Quenzer EK1. Now, how I know it's an EK1 from Klein and Quenzer is I matched the hardware to Klein and Quenzer, and this is their style of hardware, their pin, hinge, catch, etc. Now, this cross is interesting because you see on the back there, it has the German soldiers' rank, initials, and Feldpost number. And I actually did some research on the Feldpost number and traced it to a German Wehrmacht infantry division. Sorry, excuse me, not division, regiment that fought on the Eastern Front in like the Battle of Moscow. So this badge has seen a lot, hence the wear and tear, as you can tell. But you see there's a lamination line. Especially, you can see it really good right there. This is a heavily worn field EK1. I mean, this was worn in the field. That is one of my more unique EK1s in my collection. Now we're going to go on to the boxes. So this box is actually meant for, if you can see, the pin hardware. This is for the Zimmerman EK1. So it fits nicely in there. But like if I tried to put this one in there, it would not fit well. So yeah, that's the original box for that EK1 right there. Now going on the EK2s. EK2s, they were the lower grade Iron Cross. There's many different makers. On the reverse, you have 1813 when the Iron Cross was first established. And then 1939. If it's a World War I Iron Cross, you will have instead the W for Wilhelm, the crown for the Prussian Empire, 1813 when it was made. And I forgot what the FW stands for, I apologize. But the crown, 1813. So yeah, that is a World War I Iron Cross second class. In very poor shape. Now these are to World War II. So you see the difference though. You see Iron Cross second class from World War I, World War II. There's a difference. So you see there's the fronts. And there's the back. As you can see, very different. Now both these EK2s are maker marked on the ring. Again, if it's not maker marked, it's not a red flag. A lot of these badges were not maker marked, but when you get an EK2, you want to make sure that it's a 3-piece design. You want to look at the rim for that sandwich style, you know, that 3-piece compression. You want to test the core to make sure it's magnetic. But you can really spot the difference between a fake and a real Iron Cross second class. First class, you got to be a little bit more careful because the flocks do have the 3-piece design and the magnetic core. So those do fool people sometimes. But as far as second classes, I have looked at fake second classes before. I have held them, and you can definitely tell the difference. Now, you still want to do your research. You still want to be very, very careful what you buy. Like I said, these are very collectible. They're getting pricier, and the last thing you want to do is dump your money into something that is a fake and you can't return it. But yeah, that's just, I thought I'd show off my collection of Iron Cross first and second classes. Yeah, that is pretty much it, and I hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Goodbye for now.